posted this video of a Hasidic couple dancing a traditional dance called the mitzvah tanz, and I've gotten a flood of comments by people saying they look absolutely miserable. Now, I want to explain where I come from entitling this video an emotional dance, because actually to me it is quite an emotional dance, and when I watch it I feel myself well up with all sorts of emotions, raw feelings, anticipation, a kind of a sexual energy, the feeling of prayer, apprehension, anticipation. It's very emotional to me. And it's emotional to me because I have been to many, many Hasidic weddings, including my own. And so my view of this dance is informed by the context of the Hasidic wedding. And I want to share that with you here. So first of all, I want to say there are many kinds of Hasidic groups, and there are some that are much more strict than others, some that are much more kind of devout, insular than others. And this couple seems very, very religious, very extra devout. And a couple like this, they get married in an arranged marriage, which is to say they maybe met twice before they got engaged, and they didn't see each other during the engagement at all, and have had no physical contact up until the wedding day. Now, the wedding day is a very emotional and very serious day. It is the holiest day of the life of the bride and groom, and it's a day they have sort of a direct line to speak to God. So people will come to the bride and groom and ask them to pray on behalf of anything that ails them, because bride and groom are seen as having a kind of a superpower on their wedding day to beseech God to cure illnesses, to solve people's infertility, and so on. So there are periods in the wedding day that are especially designated towards prayer and seriousness for the bride and groom to take all of that energy, the pain that people have shared with them, as well as their anticipation towards a life together, and channel it into their prayer. There are also parts of the wedding that are very different. There is a meal. There is a period of 2 hours of dancing where they dance separately with a partition, and you're supposed to have a big smile on your face and dance really lively, and the music is really loud and you can't talk to each other. There is a part that is very intense with ritual, with the bride walking around the groom multiple times, and there is a lot of procedure involved. There's a time the couple is alone in the room, and then at the very end of a long, exhausting night where the bride and groom will feel like their face muscles are sore from smiling for the camera and for all of the potentially hundreds of guests, at the very end almost everyone goes home, and there is kind of a small group of people left, and that's the mitzvah tanz. Someone gets hired who's a spoken poet to get up on a chair and to sing to the bride and groom a song that will make them feel the seriousness of the moment, that will remind them that they are now about to embark on building a life together, and it is kind of their last chance to move heaven and earth, to solve whatever might be going potentially wrong in their family. It is also going to be the only time in a couple's life that they dance together in public. So after the batchen, the spoken poet, has finished with a very long, very emotional song, the couple gets up and they hold hands, something that is in itself really intense because they have hardly touched each other, especially not in public, and they are holding hands and they are now swaying sort of together in a meditative prayer. All of that is a lot of feelings. That is a lot of energy. That is maybe excitement, anticipation, maybe romance, maybe not. Maybe it is nervousness, but also it is seriousness. And so what I see in this video is a bride that looks like a really serious, really intensely devout woman who's channeling the energy of the moment towards prayer, contemplation, towards an inwardness. Now, I should say there are definitely a lot of traumatic experiences that come out of arranged marriages. Someone commented on this video that they went through an arranged marriage similar to this and that it was very traumatic, and I absolutely believe it. I completely understand that there could be a lot of difficult experiences coming out of traditions of arranged marriages. There could also be a lot of joy and meaning. By looking at this in isolation, what I see is a very serious moment of ritual, of saying goodbye to an intense and once in a lifetime experience, and being about to embark off on a life together with this person you barely know. And that is a lot of emotion.